Hey everybody, good morning. It's March 27th and you are on Rootin' Honey. Welcome back to our channel. We're excited to be back. Spring has sprung. Chelsea's actually already outside because we're excited to get some plants out in the raised garden beds. We're doing some onions today, so I thought I'd bring you along so you can just see what we're doing with these onions. I'll let her tell you where we ordered them from because I actually don't remember. And then I figured we'd do a short little garden tour, maybe short chat about our plans as far as what's going where. And then I'll take you downstairs so you can see an update on those seeds that we started. So they are growing and I'm excited. So let's run outside and we'll get started on these onions. Hey guys, welcome to our little patch of the garden here where we're gonna be planting our onions. We have some garlic that's already here. We planted these garlics way back last year before winter even hit, and we'll stick some footage in. I don't even know if we shared that with you guys yet. We've been on a bit of a hiatus, but we're ready to get back into the swing of things and share what we're doing out here in the garden. But again, these garlics, they're coming up and we're excited that they survived that cold winter. We had a lot of snow just sitting on the beds and we really weren't sure how they were gonna react to that. So we're excited that they're doing well and they're growing. Chelsea said she's gonna look into some different recipes we can do for the garlic scapes and things like that, the green shoots that are coming up here, and they can be eaten, and different things we can do while we're waiting for the actual cloves and bulbs to grow. And so the plan today is to get some of these onions in the ground. We have some space here right in the middle where we're going to plant some of the onions, and then basically that entire bed over there, not the entire bed, sorry, we have this space here that we're going to plant the onions right in the middle. There's like a bit of a gap where the garlic was, and then we have the bed over here where I believe we had like some squash and things like that. We're not going to grow squash and pumpkin this year, only because we didn't really utilize it. We rarely ate the squash that grew. They didn't do super well, so the squash that we did have, it was few and far in between. Really good squash and eggplant, and that bed was just overcrowded anyway. We had squash, eggplant, tomato, and cucumber in that bed, so you can imagine how crazy that bed really was. So this year we're really going to just stick with having some onion on this side, and I can't remember what we're going to grow up here. I think we're going to stick some leafy greens up at the top here, like some lettuce, and those are actually some things that we already started from seed down in the basement, so I'll share that with you later. But for now, we're gonna get these onions in. These onions, Chelsea said they're from Dixondale Farm. I'll try and link them down below in the description box in case you guys want to grab a couple. We're in zone B, so if maybe you're in a nearby zone or in the same zone, you might be able to still do some onions out here. I think it's still early enough to really get some things cranking, so I think just do your research and make sure that it's a good time for it. But I think most zones should be good now. It's early spring. So there's Pilot. Hi Pilot. Say hi. Hi buddy. Hey, gonna help me do the onions? You're a good girl. Yeah. Alright, let's get to it. Yeah, let's get to it. So I think what we're actually going to do, instead of starting in that little gap between the garlic, we're going to start here and just see how many we have left. I think it might be best to try and keep them together. That's the idea. Pilot, no, she started eating the garlic scape. She's so funny. Instead of planting the onion in that gap where the garlic is over there, we're actually going to start over here and just see how many onion we end up having left. It might be best to kind of keep them all together. So we're going to set up this soil now and then get the onions in here, and we'll just bring you guys along. All right. So we actually have 3 different varieties of onions. We have red candy, blush, and I guess those are just candy. So we have the red candy in already. We're gonna do these blush here, so we'll probably end up taking about 3/4 of this bed up, and then we'll see what's left and what we'll end up planting here. It seems like we'll have to revamp our original plan of where things are gonna go, but we're fine with that. It wasn't something that needed to be set in stone as we play around with this, because we ended up getting so many onions, as you guys can see. It's a lot of onions here. We're really excited about this because I don't think we grew onions. We didn't grow that many last year, but we are trying our best to give these a little bit more space, not overcrowd them with like the leafy greens that were kind of overcrowding them last year. So I think we'll be able to have a better, have a better outcome this year. So, all right, we'll get this going, keep it up. Quick update, we ended up using the entire bed for these onions. We had so many that we just decided to go ahead and fill up the entire bed. Like we said, this is, an experiment, trial and error. We're gonna see like how this works, especially as far as like harvesting. Do we really utilize this many? And then we know if a full bed of onions works for us or not. But we're excited. They have plenty of space in this bed, so I think they're gonna do well here. So we're gonna just give them a little bit of water and then head inside. Alright, see ya. Hey everybody, I wanted to jump down into the basement and show you a little bit of what we got going on down here. Our basement is not finished, but we were able to find a good space that we could put up these racks, and you likely saw them in another video where we were actually getting all the trays together. But we have a few more trays added, and we have tons of little seedlings growing, so I wanted to share that with you so you can take a look at what we got. So they're growing pretty well under this light. It's likely we'll have to up pot them, just something a little bit bigger as the roots kind of take over this size container that we have for these. But we have everything from peppers to watermelon, cucumbers are down here. We have several tomatoes down here as well. Even some herbs, you'll see fennel. And then down this way, we have many more of our herbs. Lemon balm, cilantro. You even have these Thai water spinach growing, so that could be fun. This is something brand new. Tons of basil, so all 3 of these sections in the back are basil. We have chives, parsley, and dill. And then over here, we have some of our leafy greens, collards, butterhead, lettuce, kale, mustard greens. These are growing in pretty fine and tall. I'm hoping these, continue to stand up pretty well. And we're trying to oscillate the lighting properly from day to night. But then we have chamomile, lavender, kohlrabi, which I've actually never had before. But they came free in a pack of seeds, so I thought I'd give those a try. Those are growing pretty quick. And then we have some cherry tomatoes there in the back. Looks like the chamomile's growing in, if we can peek real close at that. A couple little seeds. It's hard to see in this lighting, but those little pieces there, it looks like some stuff growing for us. And then down here we have a couple more things. These are actually some flowers, so I wanted to build as kind of a tea garden and a flower bed. So this will be an additional bed this year, and something that I actually personally have never done before. I don't grow too many flowers from seeds. Some baby's breath, some valerian, amaranth, we have calendula, poppy, yarrow, aster, a couple others, even a hollyhock back there. So these are growing pretty good, pretty well. I have some bells of Ireland back there. Those aren't peeking out just yet, but they'll get there. Okay, so then my dad actually did this tray. So he wants to just test some seeds. Some of these are older, some of them are newer. But this is a great way for us to seed test a little bit. So I've got some cheese ball peppers, some aji peppers, I think these are Scotch bonnets, serranos. So these are a bunch of peppers that he put in here, and I think there might be a couple of tomatoes in here as well. Got a couple habaneros and jalapenos here, but we're curious to see how these go. It does seem like the peppers take a little bit longer than some of these other plants that we have in here. Of course, the leafy greens seem to be the fastest. And he has a few more up here, so I can't really see up here. I'm a little bit on the shorter side. But it looks like he has some petunias, a couple flowers up here, marigolds, cabbage, it looks like he has here as well. And then on this tray, some bush beans, tomatoes, string beans, hot Hungarian peppers, Romanian Roma tomatoes, and some echinacea as well, some purple bell pepper. So across the board, we have diversified what we're growing, and it may seem like a lot, but we're going to be putting these in our garden, and then of course we're sharing some with our parents too, because they have a garden as well. So they'll be able to dive into what we have here. I'm actually just like loving how quick the cucumbers have grown and how tall. These are definitely going to need to be up potted soon. But the grow light I think is doing well. I hope you can see this pretty well. Actually, I want to turn it off just to see if that changes your view. A little bit darker, but you can see them maybe a little bit better. Their beautiful green color, how they're doing down here. So we're really excited with what we've been able to do. We can't wait to share more with you all this year. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. And if you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, just list them down below in the comment box. I love chatting with you guys, and I try to be online for at least an hour or so right when the video launches so that I can chat with you all live. All right, see you later. Bye. Ooh, almost forgot to turn these back on. All right, let's go.